Good evening. This is All India Radio Kohima. I'm Jonas Yantan with Evening News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Budget 2022-23 has several important provisions to take India forward in the direction of modernity. Rajya Sabha takes up motion of thanks on the President's address to both houses. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh says induction of women fighter pilots in IAF to be converted into permanent scheme. And Rajya Sabha Chairman Venkaiah Naidu urges members to cooperate and ensure productivity in the House. As the number of COVID-19 cases are rising fast in several parts of the country, we appeal our listeners to be vigilant and get fully vaccinated and help others, including children between 15 and 18 years, to get vaccinated. With the new Omicron variant of coronavirus causing concern, please continue to follow these 3 simple steps to stay safe. Wear a face mask, maintain 6 feet for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information guidance, contact National Helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075 and State Helpline number 1800345-0019. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that Union Budget, which was presented in the Parliament yesterday, has several important provisions to take India forward in the direction of modernity. Talking about a people-friendly and progressive budget at a program organized by BJP today, Modi said India's economy is expanding continuously due to the decisions taken by the government in the last 7 years. The Prime Minister said 7 years before, India's GDP was 1,10,000 crore rupees, but today it is about 2,30,000 crore rupees due to the effective policies of the government. He said this budget focuses on the poor, middle class and the youth and aims to provide them basic necessities. Modi said today people globally want to see an empowered and strong India. The Prime Minister said budget also focused on modernizing Indian agriculture with a focus on organic farming. Modi said this will make farming more lucrative. He said migration from border villages is not good for national security and Union Budget has provisions to develop vibrant villages on the border. Modi said budget has envisioned 2,500 kilometers long natural farming corridor along banks of River Ganga, which will also help clean Ganga mission. He said a budget for sports has seen a triple-fold rise in the last 7 years and this will benefit the youth. The Prime Minister said tax benefits for startups in budget will motivate youngsters to innovate. He said digital rupee will open up new opportunities for fintech sector. Modi said very soon every village will have optical fiber connectivity and 5G technology in the country will usher in new era. The Rajya Sabha today took up the motion of thanks on the President Rajnath Sing's address to both houses of Parliament. The motion was moved by BJP MP Kita alias Chandra Prabha, who said that the Narendra Modi government has been working relentlessly to ensure overall development of all the sections of society. The motion was seconded by BJP MP Shwet Malik, who highlighted various welfare schemes of the government while speaking on it. Initiating the discussion, leader of the opposition in the Rajya Sabha, Mallikarjun Kharge, said that generally the President's address reflects the policy documents and vision statements, but it has nothing like that. He questioned the government on the issue of doubling farmers' income. Mr. Kharge criticized the government over Lakhimpur Kheri incident related to killing of farmers in Uttar Pradesh. The Congress leader talked about issues related to unemployment, saying the youth are in distress because big factories are shutting down and the number of government jobs is shrinking. Professor Ram Gopal Yadav of SP said that the President's speech does not reflect the real picture of the country. Tiruchi Shiva of DMK alleged that the government is working against the poor and favouring the affluent class. Bikash Ranjan Bhattacharya of CPIM accused the government of working against the secular fabric of the country. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has said that his ministry has decided to convert the experimental scheme for induction of women fighter pilots in the Indian Air Force into a permanent scheme. In a tweet, Singh said, "It is a testimony to the capability of India's women power and Prime Minister Narendra Modi's commitment towards women empowerment." A total of 16 women have been commissioned as fighter pilots after the experimental scheme for their induction. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. You can also listen to this news bulletin on News on Air app and YouTube channel AIA News Kohima. Rajya Sabha Chairman Venkaiah Naidu has urged the members of the House to cooperate for ensuring a productive budget session of Parliament as it is taking place at the confluence of the historic 75th year of independence and 70 years of electoral journey of free India. During his observations in the House when it assembled for the day at 10 a.m., Mr. Naidu highlighted the significance of the context of this session. He urged all sections to ensure the best performance of the House during this session by reminding the members of 93.50% of productivity during the budget session last year. The proceedings of the Rajya Sabha began at 10 a.m. on account of new COVID protocol which has come into effect from today. In Manipur, 5 political parties have announced the names of 181 candidates for the 12th general elections to the State Legislative Assembly. The parties which have so far announced their candidates are BJP, Congress, NPP, JDU and Shiv Sena. The list of BJP includes 3 women candidates, including 1 sitting MLA. Congress fielded 3 women candidates, while NPP included 2 women candidates. JDU fielded the Super Cop turned politician T.H. Brinda from Yashkur. Shiv Sena has not included any women candidates in its 8-candidate list. The election climate in Manipur is dense now, with many candidates escalating the political campaigns to woo the voters. Poll will be held in 2 phases in Manipur. Lieutenant General Rana Pratap Kalita took over as the General Officer Commanding-in-Chief of the Eastern Command yesterday. He assumed office after paying homage to the martyrs at Vijay Smarak, followed by Guard of Honor at Garrison Battalion Parade Ground. A press release from PRO Defence Kohima said Lieutenant General Kalita was commissioned into 9 Command Regiment in 1984 and has extensive operational experience in Sri Lanka, Jammu and Kashmir and the Northeast. The centre has extended the suspension of biometric attendance for its employees till 15th of this month. It has also extended work from home for 50% staff below under-secretary level till 15th of February. Persons with disabilities and pregnant women employees would continue to be exempted from attending offices. Central government officers and staffers attending the office will have to follow staggered timings. The United States has requested an emergency meeting tomorrow of the UN Security Council on North Korea, which launched its most powerful missile since 2017 last weekend. The meeting is expected to be held on camera. North Korea confirmed on Monday that it had fired Hwasong-12 ground-to-ground intermediate and long-range ballistic missile in its first test since 2017 of a weapon that was powerful. Earlier, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres denounced the launch as a clear violation of Security Council resolutions. And now to end the news, here are the main points again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Budget 2022-23 has several important provisions to take India forward in the direction of modernity. Rajya Sabha takes up motion of thanks on the President's address to both houses. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh says induction of women fighter pilots in IAF to be converted into a permanent scheme. And Rajya Sabha Chairman Venkaiah Naidu urges members to cooperate and ensure productivity in the House. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.